What's up, guys? Subzarek here, back for another VOD review, and Setsuko is back in rank 1 just by a little bit of LP, only 6 LP. But what's actually hilarious about this is that he was sitting at 1236 LP, over 100 LP higher than he is right now, over 100 LP above Robin Songs, 200 LP over rank 3 YBY1. And then he took an 8-8. I feel like this is such a Setsuko thing to do, is just to be in like a really, really good spot ladder-wise, take an 8-8. But isn't it even more impressive that he's still rank 1? Also, minus 61 for the 8th, minus 61 for another 8th. Honestly, Setsuko's probably pretty happy with that. Once you get to like the 1400, 1500 LP, you can get like minus 100, minus over 100 for an 8th. But yeah, I mean, his last 20 looks solid, 4.0 average. That Setsuko trademark, decent amount of firsts in there, 21% first place rate. But yeah, at the end of the day, I thought, look, we got a VOD review with Setsuko because he's rank 1. He's the best right now, and he is somebody that when he is rank 1, I feel like you gotta watch him. This is also a really, really stacked lobby. We got Kyun in here, DQA, Dank Memes, Lil Top, Sag Sag Sag. I still don't know who Karim business account is, but that person was rank 1 earlier this set. I don't know. Someone tell me who Karim business account is. Actually, someone probably already told me in the comments and I just didn't look through it. My bad. Sorry. Caught. Also, speaking of caught, check this out. Whoa, look at this. Look at this. Whoa, I almost fell. I'm standing. Look at this. This is my I set up this standing desk today. It doesn't really change anything with the VOD, but did I surprise you? The fact that I'm standing when I could have not been standing. In any case, holding on to a Bruiser plus Maddie pair here makes a lot of sense. Gonna throw the Trist onto the board here because we do actually have really, really good Trist items. He's gonna try to go for the double farm. Does he get it? He does. So you do have to position pretty specifically for Trist to double farm here. I can just pull up something that I was sending to somebody else during a coaching session on this actually, because there are ways to position to make Trist double farm. I just got to go through all of these people that I'm coaching. Here we go. So this is what Kai posted in our like private Discord a while ago, and the idea is you have Trist here on the left side on 1-3, and then 1-4 you have Trist up here, and then 2 units here. Setsuko did something slightly different from that. He had more like damagey type units here, but I think he still did get the double farm onto the Trist. So multiple ways to do it, I'm sure, but just something to keep in mind because Trist can farm on minions. All right. First Augment here. I mean, Unleash the Beast with a Sterax already. The problem is then you have to commit yourself to some kind of AD bruiser brawler type comp. We don't really have a bunch of like Dariuses and like Violets to play into that kind of stuff. Outside of that, you have like Mbessa type things that you can play, like a 4 emissary setup, but I don't know. It's kind of a niche comp, so I don't really expect to see that from Setsuko. Arcane Retribution is just, I don't understand why this augment exists. And then Heroic Grab Bag tends to just be pretty bad. They probably need to buff Heroic Grab Bag a bit. Roll into Rain and Gold, Crown Guard, and Worth the Wait. A lot of better options here. I expect it to be either Rain and Gold or Worth the Wait. It's Setsuko, so it's probably Rain and Gold. I do think Worth the Wait is a pretty solid option, though. Just gives you a lot of direction. Our items can kind of be whatever. If we get an AD unit, it could be like IE plus other stuff. We get AP unit. We obviously have like Nashor Shojin type stuff. Maybe just because of the fact that we have Nashor Shojin type stuff, you just take Rain and Gold here in default AP. But we'll see. We'll see what Setsuko wants to go for here. We have a full Rebel opener if we want it. Ooh, the chain take out of that anvil there. That's interesting. Maybe the idea is Nashor Shojin, and then you can make a Steadfast. Could also go for a Shojin Warmog Steadfast. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know. I'm curious. I think that's what I would go for here. Warmog Steadfast Shojin, and then leave the bow open for whatever. There's also, I don't know, what else is there? I mean, maybe there's some crazy other ideas here. Bow for like red buff to guarantee it. I mean, I'm thinking just because our items could be so good for AP that we just commit to AP here, but looks like he's gonna go for, wow, a completely different setup and just actually gonna play towards AD this game. I feel like this is, I mean, it makes a lot of sense from his opener, right? I just think so many people this patch love to play into like an AP setup like this. His Triss is actually not gonna kill anything. He is gonna make 10 gold here. That's good. And so yeah, we're just playing Bruiser board with this Trist here. I don't know if this is going to be like Trist reroll for the whole comp, or if it's just going to be we're gonna use Trist as an item carry for now. There is certainly the idea that if we can get a lot of stacks farmed on a Trist, then we can do a lot of work with it. He also took double bow, but then slammed Sunfire, which is kind of odd to me because now the value of these bows is a bit lower. Like you can never slam red buff in this spot and be happy about it. I'm surprised actually. Like if he was going to go for this, maybe just go for like redemption or vow or something, and then keep the bow open for like a last whisper. I don't know. Interesting setup from Setsuko, and I think something that a lot of people would not be willing to do. I think everybody right now is really tunneling in on playing AP flex just because of the fact that if you play AP flex, you have to play Black Rose, and then you can flex all the AP carries in the game with Black Rose, and sometimes just win the game for free if you find something like a Malzahar or like 2 stars or some of the 4 costs. So yeah, a lot that can be done if you're playing AP flex. But let's go like opts out of that with the reigning gold, which is it's wild to me actually. But I'm curious. I'm really curious to see how this game goes from him, because opting out of AP in this meta seems crazy to me. All right. Going into carousel here, bow, and tier open in this spot. So I imagine we're going to dig for like a last whisper or some kind of tank item to finish the tier off, either redemption or LW. There is an LW if he wants it, can't grab it though. Could go Gwinsu, I guess, if you want to angle towards like Twitch would be the idea. Maybe that's the idea, is IE Gwinsu and he's just going to default into a Twitch type setup. I mean, it makes sense. I don't really see what else you could do with this rod here other than slam nothing, and he is going to slam here. Okay, so the idea must be that, you know, he thinks that he must have some idea that Twitch is actually like better than some people think, because I think there are a lot of people who are kind of low on Twitch. Obviously, we did that VOD review of Cardax a few days ago, who hit rank 1 on the Middle East server, just popping off by playing Twitch every single game, which is something that a lot of people are not interested in. So if you guys missed that VOD, go check it out. But yeah, I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what the line ends up being. He's hovering over the Zyra, so must be Twitch is what he's leaning towards. He's also holding all of these. Okay, I was going to say he was holding some scrap units, but I can't ever imagine him playing like a Corki game from here. 1, because we made a Gwinsu, and 2, because, well, Corki's just not that good. You really don't want to be playing like scrap Corki these days. The only situation where you play Corki is like maybe as a secondary carry with some other stuff. You play like 6 Sentinel Heimer Corki type things. But I mean, even then, yeah, I mean, when you need AD items, you can make it work pretty well with Heimer, because you oftentimes fit Ezreal in, and then that gives you your artillerist. So yeah, we actually get stomped here by the world's biggest Blitzcrank 1, just with triple armor and MR items. Just an absolute monster. That was actually hilarious, and you can see Setsuko is very happy about the loss, which, you know, is very strange for him. But still, upside for Setsuko's spot is that we're making 40 gold last round. We're potentially going to make 50 gold this round, depending on what we get here. We have 3 Bruiser. We have this Trist, who's been getting a few stacks. I don't know if he's stats checked, but... or stacks check, not stats check. Don't do stats check. You might get, you know, well, we'll see what Riot's policy ends up being on that. Gonna sell off the set here as well, which was our 4th Bruiser. Wow, it's really aggressive. I'm actually shocked by that, because I would think, hold on to the set here. Itemization-wise here, if you're looking Twitch-wise, you could just finish I would actually probably finish a GS here. Renons is a fantastic item, but the problem with getting rid of Renons is then that gets rid of your armor shred component. So I'm thinking GS here, and then you can keep the cloak open for an even shroud, or you could even go for an adaptive helm, and then you have GS adaptive helm. But I feel like GS makes the most sense. We're actually getting 10 0'd here. This is a bad spot for Setsuko. The early game has just not gone the way that he wanted. Slammed a bunch of AD items really for tempo and has not been rewarded for it. Just tough, hasn't hit a lot of stuff. Teaming up, rolling for days, and mana flow. Can't imagine that it's rolling for days unless we really are committing to Trist reroll, which at this point, with only the 1 Trist, I mean, I guess we do have this like little dupe, but we also have the big dupe, and I feel like the big dupe is much more important than the little dupe here. So yeah, probably not that. Mana flow doesn't seem great. I guess you could take teaming up and take the random component. We can use most components here, and it's some econ that I mean, it's another econ augment. Climb the ladder. I'm not the fondest of this augment. Maybe if he takes it, I'll rate it higher. Ooh, restart mission. I mean, it's a great restart mission spot, right? Our board's pretty cheap. We can potentially get a solid item holder here. This is not just restart mission in this spot. I actually really like it. Gives you, yeah, I mean, our board's just not that good. This is actually kind of perfect for us, I would say. Only downside is we're holding a little bit of gold onto bench. Ooh, Heimerdinger. We got most of what we want here, actually. Yeah, this is fantastic for us. We have the Zeri, who can item hold AD items. We have this Scar here, who's fantastic frontline, and it links up the Firelight in here. We have the Amumu as well for Watcher, potentially down the line. We also got this Heimerdinger in shop, though we can't really play around him. A little bit sad. If we were playing AP, we'd be so happy. Also, oh my god! The Zeri actually just popped off there. What a beast. We have 4 Watcher if we want to play it here. We would have to just cut 2 huge Bruisers. I can't imagine that's happening. Yeah, the board actually fits beautifully. This is great. 2 Watcher, 2 Bruiser frontline, and then just the backline of snipers. This works great. And then we get the Firelight in with the Zeri here. So actually, I mean, yeah, this works out great, and I feel like puts our spot into a much better position. So great pickup there. Does end up making the GS slam like we were talking about, because now our board's actually pretty good. We do have a possibility of win streaking here, though. Zeri flew to the back line and then killed everyone. The Zeri's a beast, actually. Okay, I have to say, I did doubt the Zeri there, but she proved me wrong. She actually popped off so hard there. All right. Even Shroud, if he wants it onto the Heimerdinger, and looks like he's really looking at that just to complete the armor shred. I think this makes perfect sense. Redemption, I guess, is the other slam, but I have to imagine that it's Even Shroud here that completes your triple damage items and your shield, your armor shred and your heal cut. So it's kind of everything you could ever want here. Level 4 Anami here, or we could level for another Mumu, like another Warden here is what they're called. Watcher, damn it. Warden's the one from last set. I wonder how many times I've already done that in VODs, actually. Yeah, I like the Mumu better here. I was kind of surprised that he was thinking about playing the Nami here. Sorks is fine, and a little bit of Mana Gen. I mean, Mana Gen doesn't even do anything on our main carry here, who has the Gwinsu. So, yeah, and I feel like just having another 2-star Amumu onto this board is so much better. But okay, we'll pick up the dub there. 51 gold, 3 streak, level 7 here. We are rich, rich, rich. We did essentially take 2 econ augments, so we are going to cap very high. We're going to have to cap high this game to be happy. Also, yeah, I like the 4 Watcher here better. You still get to keep the Rennie 2 on your board, so you get a 2-star 3 cost on your board, which is what you really care about. 4 Watcher is just obviously a better trait than 2 Bruiser. And the only downside is we don't get to play the set. Oh, what is this positioning, Mr. Setsuko? He wanted to go for the quick swap at the end, but kind of messed it up, though. Honestly, we are focusing down the Violet. Maybe he's a genius, actually. Yeah, he put it right on. I mean, okay, maybe. Was that intentional? If that was intentional, Setsuko's a beast. To have the Zeri aggro onto the Violet, then fly away to the edge to get good sniper value, like, that was actually sick. But it could have actually been just a really, really happy mistake, but still, I mean, even if it was really, really cool. All right. Pick up, ooh, wow. Wow, he really rates this Corki unit pretty highly, because we immediately got off the Zeri 2 for just Corki 1 in this spot. And Corki's not the best user of Gwinsu's ever, but I mean, it looks like we have so much gold. We got a 4-1 it here. There's another Corki. There's Twitch pair. There's Corki 2 already. Camille 2 that I think he just sold that immediately after making it. We have the Echo here. We want to fit on the board. Still have this kind of dead Rennie on the board, so I imagine we could get out of that eventually. He does pick up Echo 2 on the way. Can move some of these items over. He has the tier here that he can potentially scrap onto this. And look, what is this board? I feel like this was such a cool roll down. I mean, it's a 2 Firelight, 2 Scrap, 2 Bruiser, 2 Watcher. It's just everything. He's holding on to the Twitches as the potential out. But yeah, Gwinsu's Corki. I never thought I'd see the day. I don't think it's that good. He does stack it a bit with his ult, so it's probably not the worst in the world. All right, Augment here, Cloning Facility, Artillerist Crest, Mace's Will. Is there value in Mace's Will? This Augment I feel like is just so good. 8% attack speed and 20% crit strike chance for your entire board, and it gives a Sparring Glove. Feels insane. Then you just make like Hodge onto Echo. I feel like it's probably just that. I don't really care about for Artillerist. It's like Artillerist is the fakest trade of all time. So yep, we are going to pick this up. We do have potentially Experiment if we want to fit it, but it's too awkward, I would say. Like, I don't think we can get out of this on our board here. Yeah, so this makes sense. And I mean, it's got to be a fast 9. Look at this. Corki Echo 2 into fast 9. He also held on to the Bruisers here. I was thinking about potentially cutting the Rennie, but why would you? She's doing a lot of work for the board. Jace is also kind of supporting the board as just a random +1 here that's going to give our Corki some more attack speed with the Hex Core. So yeah, I mean, this board looks nice. I think he can actually win a decent number of these fights here. And yeah, another dub for Setsuko. He's win streaking here with this board with all these econ augments. The second he picks up the Elise, boom, that goes onto the board, of course. She's a form swapper, which is fantastic. And she's still Bruiser for Rennie, which is really, really good. And she's CC, which is the big thing. He's looking at, I don't know what that was. Yeah, like it looked like he was looking at moving those items over, but I'm not really sure why. So yeah, I guess we're sticking on this. This person, Dank Memes, actually just FF'd, which is so good for business here because it means we get to continue the streak for free. Oh, he can't keep getting away with it. But I mean, this is a beautiful game from Setsuko here. Also, I knew it was coming. I had to sneeze on that one. That one took it all out of me. All right, looking at Jace pair here with the duplicator. That would be a Jace 2, which would be very nice. If we can't pick that up, I imagine we want some kind of AP duo carry here. So this tier is going to be some kind of mana item, like an Adaptive Helm or a Shojin. I mean, we do still have to finish tank items, I guess. So maybe this is just Vow. Triss 2 picked up here. Crown Guard finished off, and then keep the tier open. Wow, so we're going to play the Echo the whole game? Because Who's Crown Guard Hodge gonna go? I mean, maybe we'll just play the Echo forever because I would think eventually you want to get out of this board and into something a little bit more level 9 capped, but I just don't even. I don't know. People so infrequently play AD Fast 9 this set that I don't even know what Setsuko is going to play. Usually, people slam Gwinsu as a tempo item and then just put it onto AP units like LeBlanc or Malzahar or something. But this is a full AD Corki here win streaking. It's crazy. I feel like so few people are playing around this unit. Oh, and this is a weird spot too. Anomaly. We have to commit to keeping one of these units on our board here. What is it going to be? Echo or Corki? I don't think you can really get away with like Anomalying Elise and like I'll hit Elise 2 later. So maybe we're just going to take a Corki one here and play around Corki forever. All right, we'll see. AP1, AD. I mean, AD1 onto Corki? We don't have that much AD onto Corki. It looks quite reasonable. We have crit chance. I think it makes sense. Yeah. Is he going to look for something better? I would just take it. Yeah, okay. And he does take it. I think that makes sense. It's very, very solid. It's going to allow us to push levels faster. So this is actually a Corki. It's a Fast 9 Corki game from Setsuko. Who else but Setsuko would actually do Fast 9 Corki? I feel like actually just nobody. And it's not 6 scrap Corki. It's this wild board that he just threw together using the units that he got from his restart mission, plus what he hit on his roll. Then obviously, if he had hit Twitch 2, he would have flexed around this. This is why Setsuko is so good, man. This is why he's rank 1. Because when you don't hit an obvious, like so many people, and we finally lose our streak here, such as like Kog'Maw's a disgusting. Kog'Maw's getting nerfed next patch, right? I haven't looked at the patch notes, but surely, right? But like I feel like this is something that Setsuko does so well, is when he's in a spot like this, he just makes the best out of it. So many people, I think, would say, I have to play Twitch from this spot. I've got a Gwinsu. I'm going to skip these Corkis on the roll down, only play for Twitch. Also, that's a lot of gold. And a Malzahar that we can potentially play around with AP items as our duo carry. We'll see. But yes, so many people would be like, I can't play this. I have to play around all these AP, or, I have to play AP Flex, or I have to play around Twitch. He did not play around the Twitch. He opted to just play around the Corki, and he got rewarded so hard for it. Made it to level 9 here. He's pre-leveled up to level 9 with 50 gold. And also, this is something that Setsuko does so well, is he is not going to overroll in a spot like this. He's going to roll absolutely as much as he needs to, greed as much as he can. 49 HP here. He's got tons of HP, so why roll here? Let's just pre-level. We still got 50 HP left, and now we can roll with full level 9 odds. Dig for, maybe a Corki 3 because he's so uncontested. Dig for extra Jaces. Can't really play Twitch at this point, nor can we really play Mundo. So I think Setsuko's just holding these just to confuse himself, which so few people can do. We also are holding on to 6 Echoes at this point, another unit that's really pretty uncontested, though. Was there somebody playing Ambushers this game? Because if so, then, a little bit tough to get there. But yeah, it was actually a pretty horrible roll down, all things considered. I don't think he hit anything that he's that. Oh my God, the Hex Core living to actually pop off here. That was so good. Or Hex, is that a Hex Gate? Is a Hex Core? What's the difference between Hex Core and a Hex Gate? Whatever. More Corkis, another LeBlanc here. Just continuing to roll down here. Doesn't actually even consider the Malzahar, which is kind of wild to me. Does pick up LeBlanc too. I guess the idea is Malzahar is a bit hard to fit onto this board here, and so you'd rather just play this setup here. You fit the LeBlanc in for Black Rose Sork, and she can be the duo carry, even though so many people don't want to play around LeBlanc as a carry. I mean, she fits, right? She's Black Rose and Sork onto this board, whereas Malzahar, it's going to be really hard to activate Visionary for him. Automata is not necessarily the most important trait to activate, but also would be nice to fit for him. So makes sense. 0 gold here, level 9, but we do have a lot of other units at this point. 4 Black Rose would be really nice from a +1 standpoint. Outside of that, we could also just look for, say, like a Death Cap onto LeBlanc. Yeah, this looks really nice if we can't get the Black Rose. I wonder, between Black Rose and this Death Cap, what he would have taken if he had Dealer's Choice here. Also, we're still sitting on this dupe, remember? So only 2 off of Corki 3 or Echo 3. That's our win con in this spot. It makes perfect sense. These are very uncontested units. And it's crazy that this has just been our board the entire time. It's like Black Rose Flex, except we're playing around Corki, and then we've also got the Scar on the board, and the Echo that fits in with Firelight. It's just a really pretty board that he put together, and I think so few people would have ever been able to put this board together. Though we do have the win con of potentially hitting Echo, or Corki. The downside is that our board is weaker than a lot of really high capped boards. If people are level 9 and they're playing around stuff like Malzahar, or that guy who's playing around the Kog'Maw 3, there's not much we can do about that. We see one person holding on to Echo. I don't know if anyone else is holding on to Echoes. I'd be surprised whether people are holding on to Corki. Yeah, okay. But I mean, this is DQA. He's quite low. The only thing is, I don't know, do we win this fight? I just don't really know how we ever have the damage to get through the Scar. The only way I could see us winning this fight is somehow we bypassed him. Corki flies to backline. We're going to lose this fight. Dapped down to 23 HP. There's Jace 2, which is pretty nice. Kind of have to make that. Going to roll a bit on minions here, actually. Pick up Elise 2 and think, I don't know, maybe about an Elise 3 angle. But I mean, there's no way, right? There's got to be a million Elises out of the pool. But okay. This is going to be our spot here. Could also, I mean, you can't really even move items to somebody like Jace because of the fact that we have the Anomaly onto the Corki here. So let's keep rolling here. Hoping to find some Corkis on this roll down. Not finding much. There's an Echo, so one off Echo. And oh my god, there it is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Gonna move over, really, really smart. Gonna move the death cap over to Echo. Pop it off. This is something, this is such a Setsuko thing to do, is always make the perfectly optimal play here, is get the death cap on Echo. So many people, I think, would be excited and be like, oh, I gotta make my Echo, and then just leave like random scrap item on him. But he wants this Echo to have the best possible items because he's Echo 3, and he can just then move items over to, move tank items onto Elise, move this tier over to the LeBlanc, and this is the spot. I mean, just what a game, man. And the only way that we lose this game now is if someone else is a 3-star 4 cost. Our board now has enough damage, has enough tankiness to end up beating people. Also, sorry about the random pausing there. It's this app that I'm using to pull Setsuko's VODs. Sometimes pause is the best thing for me to do, would be to download them ahead of time. But that's a lot of work. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Setsuko going for the ping there on this guy Zoe's, because he's actually, he was 2 off Zoe, right? Unless he had a duplicator as well. And if he's 2 off, if he has dupe, then he's 1 off Zoe. So we'll see what happens. This game could get a little crazy here if there ends up being a Zoe 3 versus Echo 3 in this game. I don't know who the victor would be in that case, but we'll have to see. I mean, the LeBlanc is a really good support for this. Now we're fighting DQA. We can get revenge on him for holding on to one of our Echoes there, trying to deny us from hitting, but we still got there. We found all the Echoes in the pool. Absolutely destroy DQA there. Or maybe DQA was nice and he sold for us. I doubt it here. Just looking to make sure there's no Zoe that can get taken here. Onyx Spark looks fantastic because our Echo is doing so much of our damage in this spot. So yeah, I think that is the very logical pickup here. The only downside is who do we put it on? Also, kind of hilarious that he ended up frontlining this Trist here, just because like who really cares at this point about the Trist? And I love this itemization here. Gargle on the edge, put the 3 aura items onto the Elise and just throw her in the middle, make her live as long as possible. I love this. I love this. All right, fighting this really interesting Quick Strikers board. Yeah, you just Quick Striker reroll from the Starry Knight Augment. That's kind of actually crazy because I don't rate Quick Strikers that highly. I know we did the YBY1 bot review, but then I tried playing the comp myself the other day and I ended up going bot 4 and now I'm a hater. But I mean, really cool to see that comp can end up going top 3 here, and now it's just us versus this Rebels board with everything 2-starred. I think Chrome Business account, I didn't see their bench, but it looks like we sold off our Zoe, so yeah, they probably gave up on going for Zoe 3 and are just saying, okay, you know what, I'm going to play for the Jinx 2-star. It's a first from Setsuko. Enough said. Beautiful game from him. Really, really cool board, like I said. I feel you could count on your hand the number of people who would play this board, who would end up on this board in a game of TFT, and Setsuko is one of them, and that's why he's rank 1. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you got a lot out of it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitch. All my other links down below. Thank you guys as always for watching.